Welcome everyone to the Watchlist, your virtual weekly TV guide right here in the Latin Nerds Network. Ready to go over all the shows released over streaming over the past week, give you our best recommendations or non-recommendations as the case may be, let you know what's going on. And of course, at the end of the show, giving you a couple weeks of new releases so you too can create your very own watch list. Joining us as always to help us with these recommendations is of course Senor Jaime, aka Chewy. What it is, what it was, what it shall be.
What it is my new best friend Gizmo.
Dogs. Burn them all. Just kidding.
You're
Just
the
kidding.
worst. You're the worst,
It's
dude.
better than cats. Well, you got cats too. Never mind.
Don't hate.
What can I
Don't
say?
hate.
I hate pets are a beautiful thing. You don't own them. Oh, what up? I'm just joking. Anyway, so big week this week. A lot of stuff to go over. So we're gonna, as always, do this in two parts. First part, do a quick take. There's a lot of shows, and do a very quick take on a lot of these shows that get released, whether you should watch or not watch them. And then the feature section at the end of the show, we kind of focus on two shows, give us a little more in-depth review, analysis, if you will. That being said, Chewy, let's get started. The first
Let's
one
do this.
is on Hulu, The Veil.
hmm
Elizabeth Moss is no stranger to Hulu. Starring this new kind of action thriller. She's some sort of spy, something like that, and she's been tasked to escort a potential ISIS member
hmm
who may be the key to stopping some big terrorist threat, if you will. Releasing 2 episodes, and it's okay. Wasn't bad.
No,
Not
no,
not
it
great.
was
It
interesting.
was
Yeah,
decent. So I put on the watch list, Chewy.
yeah. No, it was like I said. It was mildly interesting, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not
there's
sure.
potential there, but
Yeah.
it didn't quite grab me as much as I would hope it would have. A lot of these shows are kind of the same. Let's be real. But if you're into it, yeah, put on the watch list. Not a bad watch.
Yeah.
Next one, Fiesta de Madriguera, or Down the Rabbit Hole as it is. This was a Netflix film, a Mexican movie. We have a guy from Lincoln Lord. I can't forget his name. Either way, him and his son, who is, homeschool kind of sheltered because his father is a cartel boss. So his kid, has a affinity for hats and animals, exotic animals. He's got a zoo practically and all that. And I would like to say more about the film, but for me, there's nothing else going on in this movie. It's just so not on the watch list. I did not enjoy it. This movie is so pointless, Chewy.
I didn't realize it was a movie, and once I saw that, I'm like, I'm even bothered. I was like, I'm out. I got too much to do.
No, and it's a good choice. I put it on. It's like for a little bit, and then it's just like it goes
It
nowhere.
just wasn't.
I really don't
Yeah.
know what it's about. There's nothing really to it. It's not good. So leave it off. It's a waste of
Okay.
time.
Good. Sorry,
Next
guys.
one, Hacks season 3, of course, HBO. A highly touted show, critically acclaimed, Emmy-winning show, of course, about an not a has been an older comedian, female who's trying to get back
Over
on
the
top.
hill. Over the hill.
Yeah,
Let's be
she's over the
honest.
hill. Everybody's up. She's trying to get back on top, and she hired a young writer to help her do that. And of course, the relationship has grown in the last few seasons. Season 3, Chewy on the watch list. We know the answer
Yes,
to this.
absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I mean, hell yeah, this is a show that I really, really like, man. It's funny. The comedy, especially the sad comedy, is right on point. And we see her evolution where we see her in season one where she's literally, we're great, you know, entertainers go to Vegas to die off slowly, right? Wayne Newton and they have these
No offense
shows
to
that
any
are there.
Celine Dion fans out there. It is what it
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
guys. So.
well, come on, man. You go to Vegas, you get big bucks, and that's where you slowly go to die.
That's a retirement home.
Uh,
The retirement home for the
for the
celebrities,
for
if you will.
successful.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I mean, obviously now we're in season three, and she's back on top again. Where she's too busy to go to a Caesar's opening of her own slot machines.
Oh, that's right.
So, so it's good to see Shooter McGavin working again.
True.
No, man, it's good. It's good for me. Good episode. It's fun. It's a funny show, man.
No,
It
it's a
really
good
is.
show. It's very well written. I get the hype. I don't know if I agree with all the enemy, but whatever. That's a different discussion, different day.
Yeah.
But it's well done. I like the characters, the relationship between the writer, I forget her name, and of course the star. Very cool
Mhm.
show. Absolutely, yeah. This is one that It's 30 minutes long. This is one I always say you can go back and watch all seasons, on HBO or Max, whatever you want to
Yeah,
call it. But
sure.
yeah, they're definitely worth on the watches for sure. Next one, like I said, my time's a little short this week, so I didn't get to see it. So there's all USTP Bond, a new animated show on Netflix, anime. Chew,
I
get a chance to see this or not?
I passed.
Ooh,
I read the I saw the little synopsis on Netflix and Sunny Street, but then once I actually turned it on, the anime style is not style I enjoy.
okay,
It's I enjoy more, I guess, more adult anime productions, and this had a very kid had a Pokemon type look, which is just it's just a complete turn off. So I didn't watch.
fair
I,
enough.
I'm looking for better anime, Blue Eyed Samurai,
True.
Castlevania, that style, right? Not the kitty, with the
That's fair.
exaggerated smiles
And
and
that has his audience.
features.
Let's be
Yeah,
honest. It has his
it's
audience.
just not.
Yeah.
It's just would not for me. So
Fair enough.
yeah.
Next one up, again, is one I have a slate for this week to watch, and that's Secrets of Neanderthals, a docu-film, of course, about
Mhm.
the history of the Neanderthals, the progression, of course, voiced by the great, the legendary Sir Patrick Stewart, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I equate them to the Geico guys
yeah, I
back in
guess,
the
man.
day. Back in the day.
The caveman. So, Chewy, is this on the watch list?
Yes, man. Actually, it's
Okay.
very interesting. I
It
mean,
looks good.
it's an hour and 20.
Hmm.
And again, I didn't realize Sir Patrick Stewart was the narrator. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh,
Got some
okay. I
good
thought you knew
part.
it
That's
before.
nice.
Okay.
No, no, I had no idea. But it's interesting because obviously it's kind of revealing, a little deep dive into our perception or misperception of who Neanderthals were in the history lineage of human evolution, right? Successful subspecies, right? I mean, they're around for hundreds of thousands of years. It wasn't it wasn't Homo erectus or Homo habilis. This was a developed, or we're finding that they were a developed, culture-filled, human species, right? That obviously was around during the same time as Homo sapiens as part of some interactions. And so they go into the discoveries and what was thought to be believed about them to what is now, what we're finding of who are one of our ancestors in human history. And it's very, very interesting.
Okay, yeah, that's it. I am going to watch this
I mean,
this week
I
for
mean, I
sure.
didn't realize because they talking about they were spread all over Europe and even into, Middle East. I was like, oh crap, I had no idea. From in Iraq or what present day Iraq and Iran, Gibraltar, and obviously all through Europe, and it kind of goes a little bit into why and how they went extinct, right? Obviously, leading to the last great ice age, which probably was part of their downfall.
Now, is there any engaged quote here by Mr. Patrick
No
Stewart?
engaged,
Nah, I'm
dude.
not watching. Just kidding. No. Uh, please say it. No, I mean,
Stupid
just kidding.
guy.
This one looks actually pretty good, so I'm definitely gonna watch
Mhm.
it. This next one is a Netflix film. We know how those go most of the time. Of course, this one written and starring and directed, first time directing by, of course, Jerry Seinfeld, the legend of TV sitcoms. Because of course you have the movies takes place in the 60s, a fictional story to some degree.
Mhm.
With the two giants of the breakfast industry, of course, Kellogg's and Post, battling out. Now there's a race to create a new breakfast item, like in this case, the Pop
Mhm.
Tart, right? So you can get there first. This is a huge cast, Jerry Seinfeld,
Oh
Christian
my God,
Slater,
dude!
Jenny
They
McCarthy, John
found
Hamm.
everyone under the sun to cameo or be in this movie, man. I
Yeah, there's
mean,
a lot. There's a who's who, there's a bunch of guys. Whatever. So it's a very spoof, very silly, goofy comedy. Um, I was looking forward to it, but I know that we might be divided. But for me, it's off the watch list.
I
I just,
expected more.
yeah, I
I
think
I,
okay. So maybe we're on the
I
same page.
expect
Yeah.
no, no. When you say Jerry Seinfeld, I'm thinking,
Sure.
okay, a soup Nazi. I'm thinking a stand-up act, but it wasn't as funny as I wanted it to be. Maybe
Nope.
my expectations were too high
Yeah.
because I see. I mean, they bring out everyone and under the sun
Yeah. There's a
into
lot of
this movie. I
talent here.
mean,
Yeah.
literally. I mean, there's so much talent on screen that they bring out. You mentioned a few there, but I mean, it's just too much.
Yeah.
Maybe it's too much.
Maybe, yeah, and it's just almost it tries to be too clever for its own good. It just I don't know. There's not a lot to it, honestly. And I get the listen, that doesn't matter. You gotta laugh, yeah, nay,
No, it's
right?
gotta be funny. I mean, there's some
Right.
things that are
There's a
funny. I
few
mean,
bits that work. They do.
like the Jack
But
James Martin's Jack Lane, the Chef Party guy.
the
I mean,
Dallas,
there's some fun.
there's some funny
Look, the best
moments.
the
There's
best part was the Mad Men reunion.
I was about to say
that
that. Yeah,
was
there was a Mad
that
Men
was
thing. Yeah, that was
classic.
That was fantastic. I'll give it credit where
That
credit is
was
due.
like that was like perfect placement
Yeah,
of equivalent, and obviously two unrelated things, but they were happening around that same time. Like, oh my
that
God,
was
it's just
yeah.
so
For those who are
hilarious.
Mad Men fans, fast forward to that scene. It's great. I'll give
Yeah,
it credit is due.
yeah, but John Hamm and the guy who played Tony Stark, I can't
Yeah,
remember, but he was a madman, so they're there doing the pitch. I'm like,
the very sexual pitch on the syrup on the pop tart.
yeah,
Like I said, it has its moments, but just not enough
mm,
of it, and it's always
no,
too
not enough,
so good. And it's
not
just
enough.
yeah, it's just not worth the time. It really isn't.
I
Unfortunately,
mean,
I was
the
looking forward
whole
to
the
this.
whole Hugh Grant thing was just
Oh, that was
utterly
just dumb. That's
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just didn't work. So overall, it didn't work. A few
yeah.
moments here and there, but not off the watch list for sure. Next one here, it's May the Fourth be with you. Passed yesterday. So that being said, we
Hmm.
were gifted a new series on Disney Plus. Well, gifted, use that word, the grain of salt here. But Tales of the Empire. This is one very similar to what we've seen before, the animated shorts that the Tales of the Jedi, and there's all these
Star Wars Visions, yeah.
visions, these kind of anthology kind of style shows. Although this was not really an anthology per se, I felt like it was part
Just
of a
more
series,
little
more
mini
linear.
serialized. Yes, yes.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I'll say for me, watch this because you're a Star Wars fan, you're gonna watch it. Let's be honest, right? For the most part, but it's not great. It's not bad. I enjoyed parts of it, but it just felt like we got shortchanged in two different stories, like three episodes on one character, three on another character, and it didn't get fleshed out. Like waiting for part two, for example, and these are only 10, 13 minutes long.
Hmm.
So the three episodes, maybe 40 minutes, not even, right? Quick watch, but you're giving nothing of the story yet, right? Or part of a
No,
story.
it's
There's
just those
something missing here, right?
snippets.
There's something missing in each of these, unfortunately. It's
Look,
not
if you're a
bad, though.
fan,
It's
you're a
not
fan
bad.
of Star Wars, you're gonna watch
Of
because
course you're going to watch it, yeah.
it's more original content, right? But not
Right.
enough of it, right?
True.
I think obviously the ones with the Tell the Jedi was more focused on Ahsoka and but the same format. It had two. They was Ahsoka
Sure.
and not Darth Maul, sorry, Count Dooku,
Kandugu, yeah.
right? But kind of fleshing out his character because he was really shortchanged in the movies and really
Right.
didn't
But
get
we
to.
knew something about him beforehand, and
Yes,
that was the
yes,
difference in it with these
yes.
characters who you know of
Mm-hmm.
them in the lore, but we want a little bit more. I thought it'd been cool. If it would have been six episodes with one of the characters, I thought that could have
Yes,
really
yeah.
worked well. So, but again, not bad.
But I'm still gonna watch. I'm still
No,
gonna
no,
watch.
it looks worth watching. It's quick. It's like a 10, 15 minute. You can watch this like about an hour and 10 minutes. That's just not a long
Look,
time,
if you
you know.
want to watch something, I didn't realize they dropped season two of Monsters at Work. And so if you're a fan of Monsters Inc., go watch that. Those are 30-minute episodes and
Yeah,
they're funny.
it's a cute show, no doubt. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's on the watch list, but not
This is just
not
a kind of
enthused.
weapon appetite. It's May the Fourth. Okay,
Yeah,
watch
exactly.
something
So, yeah,
original from Star Wars.
yeah,
And okay, let's wait for the Acolyte. Let's wait for everything else that's coming out.
yeah. Skeleton Crew, I guess, or whatever.
Scandal,
Um,
Andor, etc. Yeah.
exactly, and hopefully those are good. Let's go to the features. We'll go one. I chose not to watch. I really wanted to because I'm a huge fan of this show, and that's of course that's Welcome to Wrexham. But I just couldn't get dedicate the time. Like I said,
Oh man, you got
I know,
it's.
but this was gonna be. I can't. I, usually Sundays
Look,
a day.
I can't. It's not gonna be spoiled. We know what the premise is,
Oh no, we
right?
know the yes.
Yeah.
Listen, I was gonna watch today, but I'm going to the F1 today. Usually Sunday's my day to catch up some of the stuff at least on Friday and stuff. I'm not gonna be around, so I just whatever. But like next week's a light week. But that being said,
Look, what those
I
two
don't have to see
episodes.
this season to tell you guys this should be on your watch list,
No, you
right?
should be watching it. It is funny. I mean, just watching the interaction with Reynolds and is it McKinney? McKinney? I can't remember that guy's last name. From the guy who was always sunny.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious show.
No, funny show.
But just how they run this. I mean, obviously they're legitimate business owners, right? They are trying to make this happen for this team
Yeah, they're
and
not
get to the
goofing
next
around.
level.
This isn't a
No,
stunt
no,
like
no,
oh we're our
no.
own team just for
But
to be on
but
TV. It's like
with the interviews, they are hilarious, man,
yeah,
because they into a lot of jokes. There's this one. This I'll tell you, I'll spoil this where they're trying to convince the goalie Foster to stick around for another season. Ow! Don't bite me! Ow, stop biting me! um, and so like, and then literally they're like calling him, "Hey, buddy, give me a call back." And the Ravenna's, "Hey, this is Ryan. We gotta talk. Come on in. It's hot." And like they're playing the voices. It's like, oh my god, man.
and
it's, it's
look,
comedy gold, dude.
it really and I love Ryan Reynolds, and there's always that thing people say, and I'll say he's the same in every movie, but that's okay because he's great as that
Yes,
thing in every
yes,
movie,
yeah.
right? So, is that imagine Deadpool without a mask running a soccer team? That's exactly what you get essentially to some degree, and that is mature or whatever. But yeah, it's listen. I guess I can speak to the season. It sounds like it's good, off to a good start, but it's one that I've been highly recommending for a couple of years now. It's fun. It's kind of a real life kind of Ted Lasso, if you want to compare it to something like that, right?
Yeah,
Because
that's the
this,
only
cause this is
element
this is an actual real
that's
team,
the only
right?
element that's missing is a Ted Lasso. The coach is
Well, yeah,
good
they
and
don't
the
have to be
coach is
Ted
good,
Lasso, but the
but
whole
there's
soccer
no
team
Ted
and kind of
Lasso.
the hijinks behind it and the kind of goofiness. But again, it's a serious team that he's really trying to build into something, something legitimate, right? Not just,
And
you know.
they're doing a great job. They're
No, there,
succeeding. I mean, so
yeah,
the last season, season two, they finally got promoted to beyond the regular.
what,
There's a Mendoza line right
right,
between
yeah,
level two and then one below that. So now they're a serious team, right?
yeah,
And they're trying to get to League One, then Championship, and obviously the ultimate goal is to get to EPL, right?
of
That's
course.
what every team is striving for, and so they're definitely on their way.
That's what I'm saying, which makes it even cooler, right? That they're having some success and they're growing. That's cool, right? See that progression. This is a highly recommended show. It really is such a cool show. And I
Yes,
don't think a lot of people watch it, as many as
yeah.
I think they should. But yeah, this is an absolute, you have to watch it. Like on Hulu, FX, whatever, same thing, right? Tomatoes, tomatoes. Our next feature, Man in Full. This one here is a limited series, 6 episodes on Netflix, starring Jeff Daniels, who's neither dumb or dumber in the show. I think we see Jeff Daniels in a show on Amazon, the detective show recently. Um,
Oh, American Rust.
yeah, there you go. This one here, we got Jeff Daniels playing Larry Croker. He's like it's based off a book. It's not a real story. I'm sure it's based off someone, but not
Of
directly.
course.
But yeah, he's a real estate mogul, giant, if you will, who finds himself in hot water, over leveraged. The banks are coming knocking. He owes close to $1 billion in debt, and they're trying to foreclose
It's
him. And
time to pay the piper.
yeah, and he's a fighter. He's a very brash man. I'm using that term loosely,
Southern, a
or
very
lightly.
southern brash man, to say the
Brash
least.
man. He's definitely he's unique, very aggressive and what have you. And he's not gonna take this line down. But you have another storyline as well. One of his attorneys, who's helping out, I guess, Croker's secretary or something like that,
Yes,
whose
yes.
husband got in a little bit of hot water, a little police brutality. He fought back and now he's in jail, trying to get him out. It's this interesting show because I almost feel like two different shows in one.
Mhm.
And actually, oddly enough, found the part of the lawyer more interesting than the Croker side of it. For me. And Jeff Daniels is great in this. He's chewing up all kinds of scenes in this film. It's like they just pulled the cord. He's winding up. He's doing what he's doing. He's great. He is. I don't know. I just found the other part a little more compelling because it's more likable. The character, more like
Yeah, it's
Croker's a
true.
likable
Yeah.
guy. It's hard to root
This is
for either one, right? Because both sides are shitty. The bank side is the guys who are trying to take him down the dicks, and Jeff Daniels is no sweetheart either. So it's like, okay, what am I rooting for here? What? Okay, but now they give us this, like, okay, I can get behind these guys, and I find it interesting the whole court thing, how he goes about maneuvering. I
Mhm.
found that more compelling, to be honest with you. But not that Jeff Daniels was bad. That part of it is bad. It was okay. But listen, it's a cool show. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna
Well,
say it's
I
great.
think it provides a good juxtaposition because you have this
Sure.
one guy who considers himself, well, no, he is elite, right?
Yeah, of course he is.
He's that 1%.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks he can do anything he wants, no repercussions, not that he's doing anything illegal, but he probably thinks he's above the law or at
Of
least
course.
above reproach, right? Necessarily above the law. And when someone comes and knocking, it's like, okay, here's the but then we have, a regular guy, right, who's literally being dicked by the system, right, all over, a couple inches in the red zone. I mean, that's all it is.
That's right.
That's all it
All
is.
because of a parking ticket. Go figure.
Yeah, and
Or
so
whatever.
the things just escalate there, but then they start piling on, right? Because like the judge, right, who really has it in, where doesn't care, doesn't have a record, he hit a cop, right? Never mind a cop was coming at him being aggressive, and so the unfairness, the imbalance, I think that's what's kind of trying to bring towards the middle, right, and see both
Mm-hmm.
sides. I didn't realize it was a David E. Kelly show. I'm not sure produced, written. I think directed episodes. Obviously, if you know him, some of the shows he's done over the years. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was it the LA Law? Was it the one? Various cop shows, various shows
Yeah, let's
throughout.
go straight into it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
Regina King actually directs two of the last
yes,
two
that's
or
right,
three
that's right,
episodes.
that's
Yeah.
right. She
Yeah.
did the first episode. I was like, oh,
She
God,
did
I had no
because
idea.
actually if I never seen it because I this one downtime I was at the F1. I just sat down and watched the show. So actually this one
Hmm.
actually finished. She
Hmm.
directed the last two or three, at least the
Okay.
last two. She's got experience in directing. She's actually pretty good.
Hmm.
But no, listen, it's a good show. It's just an odd show at the same time. Right? I was like, okay, I didn't expect this second part of the story. There's other subplot in there. which I found interesting. It's good. It's well made.
Yeah,
Jeff
yeah.
Daniels is good, and it's very adult. Be forewarned, it's very
No
adult.
joke, man. Good lord.
It's no question. Diane Lane's also in this as well.
Yeah, that's
His
right. Hmm.
ex-wife and all that, and a couple other guys you see, and he's, oh, I know
Oh,
that
and
guy
her
from
lawyer is what's her name?
Lucy Liu.
Charlie's Angel, Lucy Liu. Thank
Lucy
you.
Liu,
Yes.
the guy, one of the guys in the bank. I forget his name. He was in Iron Fist.
Oh, he
He was
was
in.
in. Well,
Um,
no, but also
he's done a lot of things.
his banker was in Ozark, the brother who's killed.
Ozark, yes, thank you. And that's where I saw him from. I just could not picture.
Hmm.
Either way, on the main guy from the bank, you see all those guys before, right? But it's cool
Hmm.
because you see the guy from the bank is just as dickish as Jeff Daniels, so they're butting heads, and it's interesting how aggressive they each are to each other and just trying to take each other down or whatever. It was cool. Like I said, I enjoyed it, and Jeff Daniels is great. He's really good. It's as good as I've seen him in a while. I haven't seen American Rust, so I can't speak to that.
That's a
Um,
really good show. You
yeah.
should really watch.
Oh
Go
no,
back
I
and
just
watch
one I
that.
know it's one of those things like this is a good week for me to do that. I just have to unfortunately have to catch up with so much stuff that there he goes. But that being said, so yeah, definitely I definitely watched this. Very cool show. Speaking of next week, let's get into it. Should we get 2 weeks
Okay.
of goodies for you guys? Next week's actually, like I said, a very slow week. On I have Amazon, but it's actually on Apple Plus. On the 16th, if I'm not mistaken. Or do I have those dates wrong? I think I have the dates wrong on that one.
I think so.
That one's on the 8th. I apologize. I'm fixing it
Yes.
on Apple.
Dark Matter.
Yeah,
Yes.
Dark Matter on the 8th. My bad. Dark Matter, Apple Plus. This was Joe Edgerton.
Hmm.
It's in there. Jennifer Connelly. I
A
guess
sci-fi show.
the sci-fi kind of show where he enters another dimension with another
I guess I guess
version
a
of him.
multiverse show.
Yeah, multiverse kind of show. Look, it's Apple. This is has it's piqued my interest a lot. I like Connelly a lot. We saw her in Snowpiercer
Yes,
recently.
correct.
And Joe Edgerton, he's really good. He's done a lot of movies, directing. This looks interesting. This looks like a really cool show. I'm looking forward to that one. On the 8th as well, on Sci-Fi, we got Reginald the Vampire Season 2, one that I don't watch, and you do. I think it's the kid from Spider-Man.
Yes,
He's the
Ned
kid,
from
Ned,
Spider-Man.
Ned, Spider-Man's friend. He's obviously a vampire, right? I don't want
Yeah,
to. I
he gets
guess.
turned into a vampire, and
Yeah.
that's where the shenanigans ensue.
Is some kind of superhero thing or no? Or not superhero, but
No, 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 no,
is
no,
he
no.
trying to
It's
do
just
good? I
a
assume
vampire.
I assume he's doing good or something. I don't know. Is he or
Uh,
not
yeah.
really? Okay. I
When
don't know. Like I
you're
said,
when you're a vampire, I mean,
well,
how much good can you really do, dude? I
fair.
mean,
You can be an anti-hero, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Just man's got to eat, dude. I'll tell you.
he's just trying to survive.
He's doing what he tried to do, and also, and I have the wrong dates in on that. This is all my mistake, guys. We got Bodkin as another one on Netflix. This comes out the 9th, not the
This is the
17th. Like
ninth.
I
This is
have
an
here. So
international show, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
From
stars the
different.
guy, one of the guys I recognize who did MacGruber on Quarter Silent Life. But it's a kind of a comedy. There's this podcast
Mark
team
Gruber.
who's investigating the big mystery, and then of course something goes wrong. Whatever the case is, it looks interesting. I guess on Netflix. The following week, we got on AMC, which one I'm kind of excited about, to be honest with you. It's
Yes, season two.
Interview with a Vampire, season 2. I show that the first season we really were surprised how good it was. I really enjoyed this one a lot. This new take on the Anne Rice's novel. I thought it was better than the film overall. So I'm looking forward to this one. That's on the 12th.
No, this is way better than film.
Yeah, it's been the show, and it's
We love season
very
one.
graphic,
Yeah.
which is cool. Right, feeling
Hmm.
vampires, that's what you want to see, right? So I really enjoyed that show. On the 18th, we got Outer Range. This
Yeah.
is
Yes,
season
that's
two,
surprise
right?
season two.
Thanos, of course, Josh Brolin. It's
Famous.
kind of a sci-fi show where he owns like a rancher, owns a huge ranch, and it's this giant hole, whatever, void, and somewhere out there, and it leads to potentially some other worlds
Time travel.
or
Yeah.
different times of the certain world. They didn't get into it as much as I would have liked. I'm assuming this season they're gonna jump more into that, obviously, right?
I hope so.
Yeah, it's more of a reveal of it by the end of the show, but yeah, so
Hmm.
looks very interesting. Looks cool. That has a lot of potential. Apple Plus, continue that. And this, we got the Big Cigar. That's the next on the 17th.
Hmm.
The Big Cigar. This one here is I think one of the main guys is a Panthers member who teamed up, I think, with a journalist to try to avoid the FBI, something like that.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure if there's a true story or not. True, isn't it? I don't know.
I'm not sure. Maybe it's based on some sort of loosely based.
Yeah, I guess I'm not exactly sure, but again, Apple Plus, so that looks interesting on that one.
Hmm.
A correction again, I'm all over the place with these dates. It's actually the 16th for Outer Range.
Good one.
And then on Netflix on the 17th, we got Power. This is a
Documentary.
documentary.
Docu-film.
Got
Yes.
premiered at South by Southwest Film Festivals.
Mm.
Power, of course.
Looks very powerful.
Yeah, of course, kind of going over the who has power, the people or the authorities, i.e., the police. I guess chronicling that, and we kind of have an idea what this is going to be about, but this could be very
Yeah.
interesting. Again, on the
Mhm.
17th. So again, not a lot of stuff, but some interesting stuff here, some potential here. Apple Plus got two big shows. I get excited about Apple Plus. Not
I
a
mean,
reason.
we're slowly building up to a one hell of a month in
The
June.
June is the
I
one.
mean,
It's the June. That's the it's
June,
the
we
huge
are not
month.
gonna have enough time for all the huge stuff dropping. I mean,
It's
this
a
is
lot of stuff.
ridiculous,
It's a lot of.
ridiculous how much is coming out. And
But
obviously, we just saw
oh,
the
jeez.
latest trailer for The Boys, and holy cow, dude!
Yeah, no, I chose not to. I want to stay off the. I'm staying off the grid
Bro,
with that one. I want to be
I mean,
surprised.
the only bad thing is that Mother's Milk got a shave, and he looks terrible.
No, I did.
Grow
I
the
did.
beard, dude.
Someone
Grow
mentioned
the
that, so
beard.
I knew that. But I'm like, yeah, let me just kind of. I'm just gonna.
It
I want to
is.
go into clean as much as
You know,
possible.
we've seen 3 seasons. Season five's already been greenlit.
Yeah, of
This
course.
season is going to be
No,
bananas.
June is.
The handcuffs are coming off.
No, the June is we get three must-watch shows, and has been The Bear, The Boys,
Oh,
and Game of Thrones.
the Game of Thrones,
I
but
mean,
there's also more. There's also more stuff in June
I know
that
that there's
looking
more
forward
stuff,
to.
but I'm talking
Yeah,
about like surefire, like guaranteed right now
one
must
hundred
watch.
percent
That has
must
been must
watch.
watch.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh yes,
yeah, that we know that
for
the people,
sure,
yeah,
for sure.
they've gone, because each one is season 2, season 3, and season 3 for The
Oh
Bear
yeah,
and The Boys.
yeah.
But either way, it's a huge shows. Plus, yeah, you're right, a bunch of stuff, and cuts may have to again, maybe I don't know, depends on the weeks. June's actually a very quiet month for me, so I'll probably have time for this stuff. But either way, we'll get into all that in the coming weeks. Next week, of course, we'll go over some of the shows that we just talked about. Of course, joining us here every Sunday, of course, the Watchlist. You want to know what's on? This is the show you should tune into. Hit the subscribe button, notifications, like. We appreciate it, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace out.
Gizmo.